Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Another one in the series in which I'm going to compare different pressings of an album. And I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite jazz albums today, Mingus by Charles Mingus. A beautiful, inventive, genuine masterpiece. And I'm going to be comparing 4 different stereo pressings to find out what the best sounding pressing of this album is. Now, to do that, I have these pressings. First of all, this is the 2015, it's a repress from the 2010 Music on Vinyl pressing. Then there is a 1964 first French pressing, 5 years after the original American pressing. And what I have here is a first American white label stereo pressing, 6i. Very happy to have that. But to end it all off, how am I gonna hold the 4 of them together? Is a MoFi one step on 45 RPM. So in this video, I'm gonna compare them and let's find out which sounds best. First of all, I'm gonna be talking about the 2015, which is, as I just stated, a repressing of the 2010 Music on Vinyl version, which is widely available. That's why I'm including it. It's easily to find, easily to buy. It's not expensive. So I thought, when I'm going to put it on after hearing the others, it might be a letdown. But it's not. This is not a bad pressing. It states on the cover that they used the original and unintended versions mixed from the original 3-track tapes on an original Presto Tube tape recorder. I highly doubt if this means that they used the master tapes, because it doesn't sound like this is an audiophile master tape representation, but it's not bad. It's got good stereo, it's got a good high, it's got a nice bass. It's a rather good representation of this album. As a matter of fact, if you're going to compare it to this first French from 1964, this one has more detail. It has more detail. That's true. But it does have a little less bass. More detail, but less bass, and also less high. In this album, the bass and the drums are completely essential to what Charles Mingus is trying to reach. And this one actually, although it has more detail, it does sound thinner because we're missing the high and the low here. Now, I'm going to go for one of the most cherished records in my collection, the white label promo. Now, I'll be showing you this one. I just like to show. I haven't got a lot of white label promos, but this is a first US promo copy of this album from 1959. I find it just really spectacular. And if you're putting this on, well, the MoFi is a good rep of the MoFi. Music on Vinyl is a good representation of the album. But this beats them both. It does not have the high amount of high and bass as the Music on Vinyl one, but it has more than enough of that, and it has beautiful and natural. And overall, the amount of detail in this pressing is just incredible. Very natural, very detailed, very full, and this really shows you what Charles Mingus was after. A gorgeous, beautiful pressing. But then there is this one. The 45 RPM by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, a one-step edition. And this is one of the big guns from MoFi. Because even comparing this to a first US white label promo, they go beyond that. I'm not kidding. There is so much more detail. I hear so much more of what was going on in that studio. what the instruments and what the other instruments are doing. Not the instruments that are soloing or that drawing out the intention. No, the amount of detail here is just breathtaking. You get a representation of what these musicians were doing in that studio as if you are in the room. I'm not sure how they managed to get to this level of detail and this beautiful wide stereo image, but this is a masterpiece of a pressing. If you find it and you can afford it, buy it. Buy it. It will. If you don't already love this album, this pressing will draw you in. It is just completely spectacular. And although I really love the original, in this case we do have a clear winner. The MoFi One Step. So, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.